We're back, baby.
And ready for season 2.
Heck yeah, let's do it.
My name is Kalina Converse.
And I'm Kaci Carlson.
This is
Medium Mixology.
Today we are drinking Prosecco. We're going to cheers to a brand new year, 2025.
25. Sip and see.
Spirits and mediums.
Wild and free. You guys, whatever you have at home, grab a sip. We're going to get ready to party in this episode and welcome our new year.
Woohoo.
Yes. So
it's been a minute.
It has been a minute. I'm like, should we do a quick little recap and fill everyone in?
Just because we've been a little MIA lately, we've been up to a lot of things.
Yeah, we've both been really busy. And also with the holidays, I know everyone is super busy this time of year. So
yeah, so we had 10 episodes in our last season.
Yeah.
And we were like, the holidays came and we were like, let's just take a little break, start fresh with season 2. Here we are, January 1st of 2025, ready for a comeback. Is that a thing?
Yes. I mean, yeah. Come back. Come more. That sounds bad. Sorry. How do I always take it so dirty? I'm sorry.
I don't know. But okay, so here's one of my did you hear what I said even?
No. Oh, you said it could come all over you. We might have to edit this.
No, here's the thing. Our editing process for these videos, if you're not watching us on YouTube, we're on YouTube, but we're on Spotify, on Apple Music, or
Instagram?
Your random.
Oh, my random Android one. It's Castbox.
Okay, so whatever. We're all over, guys. So,
I love how you point at me. You're random. I'm like, everything about me is random. What are we talking about? I don't know.
Which part are you talking on right now? It's a lot of love. But if you're watching us, I have no idea where I was going with that.
I think you were going with the editing process is actually extensive because the crap we say on here needs to be cut out.
It's X-rated. And our kids used to listen, but they don't really anymore.
No, none of mine do.
We can actually say whatever the fuck we
want. That's so true.
Okay, and also, I'm not sure our moms listen either.
No, my mom has listened to a couple episodes.
Mine too.
And I think she was pretty turned off by it, and that's okay. I understand. It's valid, right? I would be a little...
Okay, so here, this is great, though, because number one thing for 2025, for this podcast,
we are going to be authentically ourselves.
Yes.
So maybe we don't edit as much as we have been.
Or at all, because it takes me fucking hours.
Cheers to that, girl. I fully support leaving it how it is.
Yeah, so we're just gonna go raw, I think.
Love it. We're just gonna go on the fly and flow.
Unless we flash, because sometimes we flash.
We really try hard not to, but...
I know, between like the... You just did it!
I know, I was like, I'm trying to pull it down and crisscross my legs. I'm switching sides.
We both like skirts. We wear a lot of skirts and dresses on here, but like sometimes...
I mean, we're trying to be proper. We're married
and the internet
mothers.
Is forever. So don't want that out there.
No.
We're always barefoot, though, and that can be...
Yoga instructors. Ooh, look at my foot is black. Oh, so is yours. Here we go, guys. Cheers to dark, dirty feet.
Cheers.
Oh, dear. We might get some weirdos on here with the foot stuff.
It's okay.
Okay.
Like and subscribe.
Shoot.
Mama needs a boob job.
Oh, girl, you don't even know. Our teenagers are going to be like, you did what? You put your foot on YouTube? They'll never know.
If you didn't listen to season 1, the reason we're always barefoot is we are recording in a yoga studio space.
Yes.
And so when we come in, we're respectful of the floor, not so much of anything else since we're drinking and throwing around the F-bomb.
I mean, but we do respect the floors.
Sometimes.
Right? Yeah.
So more authenticity in 2025.
I like that. And I think more readings. More group readings. How do you feel about that? Maybe?
Yes.
Oh, we got a yes. You guys going to show up for our readings?
Yes.
Hey.
Okay. And also we talked about, I never released the episode where we talked about the recap of our reading.
You didn't? How did I not notice that? Guys, I'm sorry. I do try to listen to them. I didn't realize it was never released.
The recap.
Oh, are we going to release it and be authentically us? Because, guys, if there were some rough spots in that group reading.
I cried.
It was rough for both of us.
Yeah,
and we have some things to reflect back on about it. A lot of lessons learned.
Let's make it the bonus.
But-
let's release
Okay.
2.
I like that.
Let's release this one on New Year's,
Okay.
and then let's bonus it.
A little.
2 in 1.
Yes. I like it. Let's do it. But I think we could do more group readings, maybe smaller than the last one we did. And we won't be doing it at a restaurant
Okay,
slash
we
bar.
did it with 60 people-ish.
It was excessive. It was a lot.
It was a lot. Spirit. It was a lot for us to handle.
It really, really was.
And like when we read people together, low key, we're kind of amazing.
Yeah, it is wild, you guys. So let's share what happened at our,
Yes.
So we had a work parties for a yoga studio we both work at, and we're sitting on the couch, and all the instructors are kind of lined up sitting there, and there's an instructor sitting between us, and we both love her, know her. She's so cute. So she's sitting next to us, and the woman, our employer, our boss, she's sitting there, she's speaking to everyone. She's the owner of the studio. And all of a sudden, we both, like, how did it first start? I'm trying to remember. You and I had some telepathy come in, so I really can't even remember because we didn't verbally out loud say what we got. So one of us said something, and then
I was like,
yes, and like then we also heard it and didn't even talk out loud. And then we turned. I was like, "Did you get that too?" She said, "Yeah." We didn't even say our sentences out loud. And our friend sitting between us, she's like, her head kept going back and forth. She would look at Kalina and then look at me, and she's like, "Oh, this was crazy. Is this what you guys do?" And I was like, "What?" Oh, some of the things we just did
we did
telepathically. We did, yeah. We didn't even say it to where anyone else could hear it, but we
next
just
level.
It is wild, you guys.
The only thing I can describe it as is twins who like know when something is going on, but you're not my twin. We don't share a mother.
No.
But I'm so connected to you that like when you're picking up on something, so much so that Casey walked in today and I said, "Have you been having really great sex?"
Oh,
because I have felt really great sex.
She felt
I'm not
it.
having great sex, but I think you are.
I mean, I definitely was. Do. I was trying to check all the boxes there. Yes, she is correct, you guys. I will say that. So we're sitting there on the couch, and she was like, "You guys, this is so crazy." And so stuff started coming through for our friend and the owner of the studio, and some of her family started coming through. And I leaned over, asked Kalina a couple of questions, and she said, "Yes, yeah, no, I got that, felt that." And we're just communicating back and forth. Well, the girl sitting next to us, she was like, "Casey, your left side is vibrating. Like, do you know that when you're reading or you're channeling, your left leg all the way down to your toes is like making my leg vibrate?" And I was like, "What?"
That's amazing.
Right? Because we don't know what we don't know. No. It's just we intuitively do it. And so I don't know what it feels like. And so to have someone sitting that close touching me when it's coming through was kind of cool. Like,
it's so
it's
cool.
fun. Yeah. So that was
be like
fun.
right in between us.
Yeah. To feel that.
But I think like since we don't know, like I love channeling with you and I love like
too.
reading with you, but we haven't done it a ton together.
No, we haven't.
And so we're still learning that part of it a lot, which is why we were like, hey, maybe we start with a smaller crowd instead of just jumping in and being like 60 people. Here we go.
Go big or go home. Yeah, we do. We're going to start smaller. But it is fun. It's so fun.
We're not restarting. We've already started big. So now we're just going to.
I guess that's true. Watch. We say we're going to do like 20. It'll probably be 40. It's fine. It is what it is.
I have like high goals.
I like that you have high goals.
I actually have no goals and I just throw it out there and whatever sticks and whatever doesn't. That's literally how I live my life.
So we're going to talk about our lessons learned of 2024. And then we're going to talk about what we would like to manifest. Some of our like goals.
Manifestation in 2025.
Yes, in 2025. So what are some lessons you feel like you've learned in 2024?
I'm not going to lie. 2024 was a really freaking hard year for me.
Yeah, it really has been.
Some of the hardest things were one of my daughters was dealing with some mental health stuff.
Yeah.
And, your kids are an extension of you. So if they're suffering, you're suffering. Been dealing with some other family stuff that I'm not quite ready to share yet. But my family life has really been hard this year. Mm-hmm. On top of that, I think learning to go public with being a psychic medium is kind of trippy because I know you know this, but having somebody come up to you that you don't know and say personal things to you.
Yeah.
That you didn't directly tell that person, you just put it out on a podcast on the world is very almost
like exposed.
Yes. It makes you, it's almost like invasive, but like I know we have a public podcast, so I can't, it's an adjustment.
It's kind of a very vulnerable feeling.
It is because when I'm talking, I feel like I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
But really, I'm talking to a lot of other people.
They all can hear us.
And I think that's a huge adjustment. I had a little bit of a crisis with that because all of a sudden I realized that my life is on display. That's hard.
That is hard. And I've thought about, influencers. They show everything. The really big ones that are making good money from it all day long, they're sharing their life. So strangers
are they doing flashing shots too?
Maybe they get more followers if they did. I don't know. I'm talking about being exposed.
Right.
But yeah, I think that I've never wanted to do that. I've never felt pulled or called to be any type of quote unquote influencer, whatever, and share everything about my life. But this spoke to me, and I think it's the same. I don't want to speak for you, but I feel like it's the same for you, that this was more of helping people step into their power to really understand, learn, and know and grow with their gifts and abilities. Because like we've said many times, everyone has different gifts and abilities. So it was more to like empower people. You're not crazy. You're not nuts for seeing spirits or hearing things or seeing images out of nowhere. Yeah. It's just knowing what that message is for you or maybe those around you.
And if you're ready to step into it or not. And I think part of the reason why again, I don't want to speak for you, but I think it's the same. Like we stepped into this is we are still learning. It is like a forever learning process. And like if we're learning, you guys know I like to learn the hard way. So like learn from my mistakes so you don't have to make them. And I just feel like there's so much to learn still. The more I learn, the more I realize how much I don't know.
Right? That is so accurate. And also back to another expression, you don't know what you don't know. So going into it, like you said, learning the hard way, we didn't realize, say our big reading, that it was going to be difficult with how loud it was and how many people and how many spirits were coming in. You don't know what you don't know. It was our first time doing it.
And how to read together. Like we're so used to reading separately. It's like part of who we are. And I think that's another part of like stepping into who you are. It's almost like you can't turn it off anymore. And we talk about this a lot, like turn it off, go to sleep. It doesn't control you. You're in control of it. But at some point, it's like it becomes not your identity, but just part of you. Like,
yeah, it's just like breathing. I can't help if I hear something or I see somebody.
That's exactly what it is. And if somebody's like, just turn it off. It's like, can you turn off your sight?
Yeah.
Can you turn off your hearing? No,
it's one of our senses. Yeah.
So like to turn it off would be to walk around the world blind. Like,
yeah. Well, cause like, what was that movie? Is it called Sixth Sense? You have your five senses, right? And they were saying how I take that your sixth sense is that other ability to see beyond that veil, to be able to see spirits and hear them. It's a sixth sense. So you can't shut off, any of your senses.
Yeah. So like, I think 2024, I really learned that by stepping into it publicly, because I knew like my YTT student, my yoga teacher training students know who I am. My family knows who I am. But to come out with it publicly, I think is a little bit different because now it's not like you're hiding behind anything.
Yeah.
It's very scary to do that.
It is. And there's going to be haters and judgment. And, it is what it is.
People are not nice.
No, sometimes they can be pretty mean about it.
I think that was really surprising to me.
Yeah, because you and I don't understand that. We're like, what? Why? I mean, who cares? How is this bothering you? Why do you have such strong, rude opinions about it? You do you, boo.
Like, I didn't realize. I know this sounds crazy. I didn't realize how much in a bubble I am. Like I am in this yoga community, and everybody who walks through those doors is to try to uplift themselves, try to better their life, try to move past their self-limiting beliefs and their own trials, tribulations, traumas. And so I'm surrounded by people who inherently want to do good in the world.
Yeah, and they're always evolving and doing better and growing.
And then when I go out into the real world, people are like honking their horn for no reason at all. And the grocery store lines are not nice. Like, I'm like, why is everybody in this world angry and mad? I'm so confused.
Like, let's all just take a breath together. Kind of. That's what I want to do. I'm like, my favorite is if someone cuts me off or vice versa. They feel like I didn't intentionally do it. And they freak out and they start flipping me off, put their hand out the window, is when I literally do a heart. Oh, it triggers the hell out of them. Or a peace sign.
I'll like wave to them like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, please don't be mad. Like, it's okay. Like,
I didn't mean to, like, love, here's my heart. And they're like, F you. I'm all, okay, well, Merry Christmas. Cheers.
Cheers.
Right? Cheers. Oh, that's bad luck. I need to pour more. I have a little bit. I love your lessons learned. It has been a really difficult year for you. And I'm sorry about that. It's been rough, but I want to say you have just shown up with so much love and acceptance, even when those around you aren't able to do that. So I just want to remind you of that. It might feel like it's just kind of crazy and not stable and settled right now with the stuff you're going through, but you just leading with love, I think will make everything you're dealing with be a little bit more bearable. It'll be smoother. And in the end, things will work out. If that makes sense. I know I'm kind of like talking a little bit in code, but you get what I'm saying. Yes. I just want to recognize and validate that you're so strong and so loving and forgiving.
Thank you.
So yeah, take that. I feel like is one of your lessons too, that you have a beautiful heart.
Thank you. I do feel, and we've talked about this, but this is going to sound so cheesy. People are going to be like, are you even real? People have said my whole life that I walk around with rose-colored glasses.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And that, like, I just bury my head in the sand. And I understand what they're saying. It's not that I don't see the negative in the world. It's I see it. I just choose not to focus on it.
Yeah.
And I choose to see the beauty in everything and the good in all people. And so even when somebody doesn't treat me right, or even when I'm sad, or even when things don't go my way, I have faith and I have trust and I have confidence that there is a plan and everything will work out the way it's meant to be. And I have a lot of faith in that. And I think that's what gets me through, is like also knowing that it's not always about me, right? Like I've said it a lot, but I am one drop in an ocean of energy. And so to think that the way people treat me is about me is not actually accurate.
Yeah, it's like you're kind of a mirror. It's more about them than you. But that's hard to do, especially in the moment. If someone is hurting you, to be able to be like, I'm not attaching to this.
Well, now everybody's like, who's hurting Kalina?
Well, I mean, I shouldn't say it like that. I mean, you as in general, right? We'll just say in general, if someone is hurting you, you're in an argument. We've all been in arguments with people, disagreements, whatever, to be like, this is more about you than me. I'm trying to step into this and approach you with understanding and love. And so you being so upset and triggered by what I'm doing is because I'm a mirror. So there's a lesson to be learned.
But also, like, that being said, I'm not perfect either, right? Like, nobody is. And so, like, we all have
our stuff.
Yeah, we do the best that we can.
For sure. And that's all. Yeah, that's all you can do.
But I think that when I surround myself around people who walk through my door and who are trying to do better, it makes me try and do better.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you kind of are who you surround yourself with, which is why I think we always teach our kids, make good friends. My parents did the same thing, or even like you'll marry who you date. That whole thing where it is true, though, who you hang out with, who you're around is going to shape who you are. Yeah. So, that makes sense for everything that you do, because you do have beautiful people coming through the studio all the time. And you are surrounded with so much love.
I will say some of my favorite things about 2024 is I did a couple of retreats. And on one of the retreats, the Salem one, I took my two daughters, Brinley and Kaya, and I really got to see them blossom and grow in their abilities. Yeah. And as a mom, to be a psychic medium and see that your kids have that too is the most incredible thing ever. As you guys know, I homeschool my kids, so I have to teach them reading, math, all of the things, right? But also I get to teach them how to be psychic mediums. And that is really freaking cool because those girls are so gifted.
Yeah.
And watching them step into that, and they're not shy about it. Like they're not apprehensive. Brindley is reading people in her school. She started doing tarot readings, and then the director of the program actually walked in looking for her, and I thought she was going to be in trouble, but it turns out the director just wanted a reading too.
She's like, girl, just flip me a card. What are you getting?
Yeah, like it's really
it's amazing.
Quite incredible. Yeah. Like, and she it's like stepping into who she's shy, and when seeing her like step into it, and she's not shy when she does it is beautiful. Like it's
so beautiful,
opening doors for them. So if I get to open doors for my children, then I'm here and ready to open them.
Where was that class when we were in school?
What
the psychic medium class?
For real.
I'm like, your kids are so lucky they get that class, right? That's amazing. Yeah, it is beautiful to see them, because like you said, Brindley being shy, and then you see this whole other side of her come out, because it's like I said, she's stepping into that power. It's hard to describe. It's something just so innately hardwired into you. It's in your gut. It's in the fiber of your being, every cell of your body. Like it's just who she is.
And they're so young that they haven't been told that they're crazy. Yep. Or that it's not true.
There's not like that whole jaded perspective.
No, and so I'm like, you just walk around and tell people this, and she's like, why wouldn't I? It makes me cool.
And so then she becomes the teacher.
And I'm like, what? I'm like, how are you so confident? You're like reading your teachers, and you're like peers. And she's like, I just do. And I'm like,
yeah, but it's also because she sees you do that. You know, like it might have been like a process and a journey for you to get here and start doing it, you know, turn 40, do a podcast, be public about it. But she has seen that modeled for her. And I feel like kids do what we do. I mean, we all know that, you know, they're following our example, whether we realize it or not. They're watching. My kids watch every damn thing I do.
So stop saying the F-bomb on here.
Right? Like, no more swearing. They're listening. They're watching.
Them like more authentic too.
Yeah. I mean, hello, back to authentically you. So it's fine. But it is really beautiful to see. I was just telling Kalina, I had a similar experience with my son, Logan. I've talked about him before. His abilities are beyond what I can even wrap my head around from such a young age, you know? And so we went and saw, they have here, the LDS temple in Mesa has these beautiful temple lights. They put these lights all over the property, and
it's so pretty.
It is beautiful. So it's lit up, it's gorgeous, and it's free. So everyone likes to go and look at the lights. And so I went with my family, and I don't know what it was. It might just be that it's this time of year, and a lot of people are struggling this time of year when they have had family members pass and they're missing them around the holidays. I understand that. And that might be it. But when I was there, I saw everyone walking, obviously a huge group of people everywhere. Humans, but then I also saw spirits, you know, and their family. I
you have to specify, right? Like I saw the humans, and then I saw the spirits.
Yeah. It's so hard to describe, because also mixed with the lights, the bright lights, the Christmas lights, and then seeing these almost like separate auras, these beings next to them as their physical body is walking.
That's so funny, because right before you said aura, I was like seeing it through your eyes, and I was like, oh, they're like auras.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, that's totally what it was. Yeah. It was like this whole separate bright light. Yep. You can see the outline shape of a body, right? Yeah, that's exactly what I saw. So it was kind of overwhelming, but beautiful too. I was trying to take it in as we're walking around. And I'll be honest, my family gets sick of me talking about this stuff.
I know,
right? Like they try to be supportive, but I understand. Like they're like, Mom, oh my word, we're looking at Christmas lights. Stop looking at spirits.
But it's like turning off your sight.
It's my sixth sense. I can't help it, right? So I go to Logan. I was like, Logan, do you see all of these spirits? Like, can you feel it and see it? He said, yeah, I'm starting to, but I tried to like block it out because I don't really want to right now. And I was like, I am so happy he's learning how to shut it down.
Yeah, because of you.
Isn't that right? It's so crazy, but you've helped me with that too. And I blocked it out as a kid, as a young teenager especially. I tried to block it out as best I could, and then it just kept coming and coming, showing up. And then I met you, and it kind of opened it up even more. And you've been helping me know when to shut it off and when to kind of like, okay, now it's time to tap in. We have a message to deliver.
I love that.
Yeah.
But also I can tell you everything all day long, and it's you that you need to be thinking, because you're the one that puts it into practice.
Thanks, girl.
So
I've been
all
trying.
the hard work.
Thank you. It is hard, you guys, but I really am trying, and You've
learning
grown so much.
Yeah.
Is that wild? Just thinking from last year to the end of this year.
Recap.
Yes, let's do it. Well, let me finish the story super quick. Okay, so I was going to say, this was, I guess would be like chills of the week. But we're looking at this. There's this boy. And he's a human boy. So he's walking around and my husband, Adam, actually saw him and he was like, Casey, like this boy, he's like maybe 19 years old. He has been walking around everywhere. And it's almost like he's in his own little world. He doesn't seem scared, but he definitely doesn't have his family with him. And Adam is very careful to not be like, creepy. He's a grown man. So he's like, can you just kind of observe, maybe walk
like
next?
Mother energy.
100%. Yes. And he is very nurturing like that and protective. So he's like, can you maybe like walk around and see? I'm like, okay. So I'm watching this boy and Adam's right. He crossed the whole property all around the grass to another side of the yard. Like
I'm already trying to read him.
Oh, I bet you are. It gets so good. So he's like walking all over the place. I'm like, you're right. Where is his family? He's too young to be walking in a crowd by himself.
How old?
I would guess 9 or 10
okay,
about that, right? Oh, okay. Yeah. Like the 9 or 10. And so he's walking around and I'm like, that kid is lost, but he seems fine about it. He wasn't like crying or scared.
Uh-oh.
So I'm like, okay, that's interesting. His parents are super chill, apparently. And so, right, I am not like that with my kids. So he's going everywhere. And I was just, all of us, my whole family, all 7 of us are kind of like trying to keep our distance, but we're keeping an eye on this boy. And so then Taylor, my 19-year-old, my 17-year-old, Peyton, all of us are getting involved and we're all like watching him like motherly hawks, right? And then all of a sudden I'm looking at him and he stopped and he's looking at this nativity scene. There's a whole crowd of people next to him where they're all looking at it. It's beautiful.
And he had spirits come up next to him.
He did. He had a woman. And as I'm looking at him, Adam's looking at him, a woman appeared out of nowhere. All of a sudden I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, no, there's a woman next to him. And she put her arm around him and he seemed fine. And I was like, oh, Adam, his mom or grandma is with him. So he's okay. And I was like, what? Did you change boys? Like, who are you looking at? That boy is standing by himself. Yeah. He's like, what? It's the same kid, right? And I was like, yeah, that woman, she literally put her arm around him. He's fine. And he's like, there is no woman next to him, Casey. And I like blinked my eyes a bunch of times and I'm like, what? And then the boy started walking and there was no woman next to him. And I'm like, whoa, that was 100% a grandma that just came in and put her arm around him. And then he walks up these stairs and walks up to a man and his dad was like, oh, there you are. Parents were so chill about it. There was mom and dad. I see a woman standing next to his dad. He hugged the dad. This cute. They looked like they were a couple. I'm like, that was grandma or grandma aunt. Right. I'm like, just so you know, your son wasn't alone. It wasn't me. It was the spirits. It was your ancestors, your grandma's hair.
Crazy.
Yeah. They're like, what the heck? So that was actually really cool. That's the first time that has happened where all of us are looking at the same person. Then I saw family come in. And they're like, I'm with them.
So do you think it's gotten stronger over 2024?
100%.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to ask you that. You feel like it's
like the more you step into it, the more you receive, the more you trust, the more you get, the more you have faith, the more that they trust you, the more that you do good, the more that they want you to do good.
I totally agree. I was just telling a friend the other day because she was like, Casey, I'm starting to hear things but I'm not like seeing symbols like you do. And I'm not seeing spirits, but I hear a lot. And I said, well, for me, what helped me is like just validating what you heard. So then saying aloud to the person, hey, I just heard this for you as you're talking about this thing you're struggling with. I heard maybe try this and this. Yep. It's almost validation for the spirits, for your guides, for the ancestors to be like, oh, she heard us. Now maybe we can show her stuff. I don't know. At least I feel like that's been for me. Each Claire kind of builds, right?
100%. It's almost it's like people in the industry say it's a muscle. And the more you work the muscle, the more that the stronger it gets. Yeah. And so 2024 was a huge muscle growing year
so we were working out.
We're funny.
Yes. No spirit weights, man. That spirit weight is next level. I mean, you can't
for real.
Yeah. No, that is a good way to describe it. I would definitely agree with that.
I mean, I can't do the treadmill, but I can do the splits.
Okay.
So.
I mean, come on. Who needs a treadmill when you can do a split?
That's fun.
It's her little party trick. It is very impressive. I will say I've seen it firsthand. Put a little music on and Kalina's dropping it like it's hot. I'm like, where's my dollar bills? Hold on.
Oh my gosh. We should tell them about last year's Christmas.
Wait, what was it? Remind me.
Oh my gosh, I died. Okay, side story. I think this is like why our parents don't listen is because of all of our side stories.
Oh, for sure.
This one's worth it.
Okay.
Do you remember we decided to go out last year? We were new friends. We were new friends.
Oh,
it was an ugly sweater party.
Oh, this was something special,
No,
guys.
it was an ugly sweater party. I'm like leaning into the camera. It was an ugly sweater party. And we were like, we took two other friends and we're like, let's just go to this ugly sweater party. I didn't have an ugly sweater. So I decided to cut one of my like Christmas sweaters to like make it cutesy with like high black go-go type
okay.
boots.
High hooker boots, and girlfriend was looking hot. I'm just saying.
Okay, thank you. And this is what happened is I took my sweater and I cut it. Well, then all of a sudden I cut it too short.
Of course. Did you all of a sudden, or was that intentional?
I cut it too short. Well, so then all of a sudden we're up there and it's this ugly sweater contest and everybody who wants to be in the contest gets put like up on the stage.
Yeah.
So I'm standing there with my two friends, Kaci and Camille. And next thing I know, they shove me in the middle of the stage. And all of a sudden I'm in the ugly sweater contest. Not only am I in the ugly sweater contest with like 20 other people, but I made like the top 5 somehow.
She did.
I don't know how. So I look at the girl next to me. There's one other girl and 3 guys. And I look at her and I smile at her and I'm like, I'm about ready to break into the splits right now. So you better be prepared. Like, sweet, right?
Yeah, you're like messing with her.
Yeah, like, I'm going to break out into the splits in my ugly sweater, which like, I have nothing underneath. Like, this is just, my ugly sweater is a dress.
Girl, did you have like nylons or in tights or anything? Oh, for the
I had
love.
shorts. I had booty shorts.
Oh, yeah. Okay, good.
So
you
like
had shorts, you're fine.
Okay,
you're fine. Yeah,
like
we're good.
Classy, not trashy.
For sure.
Okay, so it's my time. I'm last. So there's a line of 5 people. The guys go first, and the girl is next to me, and I'm last. The girl next to me walks out, and she must have been like 50, 55.
Yep, I remember this now.
She breaks out into the splits.
Who does she think she is?
And this just goes to show how naive I am. She walked back. She looked at me, and she's like, huh. And I was like, she just stole my move.
She
like,
took my signature move. What the hell?
I was like, wait, you're not supposed to tell the opponent your move? Like, what?
Kalina, you told her your strategy. What?
And then I lost. I got second place because of that shit.
It was fun, though, you guys. There was a live band. We were dancing. We had such a good time.
It was a good time.
It was fun.
Throw back to 2023.
Back to taking it back another year. Okay. That was so fun. I loved it.
Okay.
Yeah. 2024. We didn't do that. We didn't do an ugly sweater contest. We didn't do the splits, but
we haven't even gone dancing.
No, I know we need to.
What is wrong with us?
There's something seriously wrong with that statement. We haven't gone dancing. We're going to change that. 2025, we're bringing it in like it's hot. We're going to party. And plus, that's also how we ground. Sometimes we'll start out our episodes and we put on some music and we're just dropping it in the studio. It's just the 2 of us and we're breaking it down.
It is. And
it's a good time.
Those parts definitely still need to be edited out.
Do they though?
I mean, okay, so yes, they do. Actually, I have another fun story.
Oh, I like story time. Okay.
Did I share this on the Salem episode? I don't think I did.
Well, hold on. Let me try to read your mind just a second. What story? Like, hold on.
The time we got booed off stage.
Yes, you sure did. That story has been shared. Check in with our Salem episode, y'all.
Okay.
Okay, you know what though? Kalina and I have a good time. And here's the thing, I will go back.
We're on stage a lot.
Always. You know what?
Why? I don't know. It's like I show up to a place and somehow I fucking end up on the stage or on the bar.
No, she does. And you know what? Like, I support it. I'm ready to dance on a bar too and a table. I'm totally fine with it. But it's also, I really love and admire Kalina's confidence. Remember how you
that's so sweet.
I do. Remember how you told our friend, I deserve to be in the VIP and you got kicked out? She got escorted out of this concert because girlfriend here thought she deserved to be in the upper level in the VIP.
I don't even know what it is.
It's actually
I was being pushed in the lower section. I was like, this is bad energy, negative energy. I cannot vibrate with these people. I need my own space. And I looked up and there's a VIP section. Everybody's standing there happily with their drink. And I'm like, actually, that feels more my vibration. Like, people aren't shoving and yelling at each other.
You're like, that's more my speed. I'm going up there with those people.
So I tried, and
then she got booed up.
Escorted.
But you know what? I appreciate the effort, and I'm trying to learn from you to be like, Case, yeah, maybe you do deserve to be in the VIP because you guys, I have never once in my life thought, Casey Brand, you deserve to be in the VIP. I'm like, no, right here, down at the bottom.
Why?
It's my
It's
freaking.
not a deserve. It's not an entitlement. It's
deserve, but like that's where I want to be, or I need to be kind of thing.
I wouldn't think of myself as confident. I legitimately don't give a flying fuck what people think of me.
You know what? That's a beautiful gift. Mine, I know I've been working so much on self-love. I've never been like you. You should be, you need to be, you want to be here or there or up in the VIP section. I just don't think that way. And so to watch you do that, I was like, people think like that? Should I join her? What are we doing? It's like a whole new world. I'm like, what do you do, Case? Are you going? Are you staying?
But let me tell you the secret. Generally speaking, what happens is if you act like you belong somewhere, people just think you belong there and you just walk around like you own the place. I agree with that. And they just think you do own the place.
I actually do agree with that. I'm trying.
If I think I'm somebody, other people will think I'm somebody. If I think I'm a nobody, other people will think I'm a nobody. If you don't have confidence in you, why would anybody else have confidence in you?
I completely agree. And you know what? That has actually helped me with my career, with my clients, my piano students, my yoga students.
Because I actually don't care what they think of me. I care what I think of me.
Yeah, there's a difference.
So like if I am doing the best that I can, then does that make sense?
No, it does. It definitely makes sense. And I like that. I'm trying to adopt that.
I either think that's good for you or I'm bad for you. I'm not quite sure yet. We're still trying to figure this out.
We're going to figure it out this year, 2025.
Okay, recap with your 2024.
So let's see. You know, the biggest, I think, takeaways and lessons learned is that what I learned was to trust myself more, trust my intuition more, and then to take risks. So I did take big risks this year. I feel like there's been a lot of change this past year, but it's like what I was saying to you earlier, it's like high risk can sometimes bring high reward. And I feel like I'm on the other end of it. I've taken risks and I was scared and nervous, but the outcome is like, oh, that went okay. That workshop you did was good. People showed up. They loved it. They did your ecstatic dance and they did your workshop with your friend at the coffee shop and they are listening to the podcast with Kalina and they came to your reading with Kalina. Like all these risks and then applying for the jobs and getting the job and working at a hot yoga studio where it was very intimidating to me. It's a very popular studio. So like all of that and me not feeling sure of myself and just being like, you know what, I'm going to take this risk and see what happens to see it come through. And now on the other end, and it's been good. It feels good. It's been like, I don't know, I guess quote unquote successful for my feelings of success that it feels good doing it.
Okay. But really quick,
right?
For our listeners, do you feel like everything you did was successful?
No. And that's why I was like, what's the word? Success came, but for me, it was successful.
No, that's the point. It's like, it's okay for it not to be successful. I think that everything you just said is so beautiful because you took the risk. Yeah. And with big risk is big reward. Mm-hmm. And was everything rewarding? No. But that's why I learned shit the hardest way possible is because I'll take that leap of faith all day long. Yes. I will get on the stage and I don't care if I get booed off.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I have been booed off.
Yeah.
And then I get back up and I try again. And sometimes you learn the hard way, but you get back up and you do it again. Yeah. And
I learned so much.
You learn so much more the hard way?
Casey, don't you learn falling on your face?
Yes, you do.
I do.
Let's fall on our face 9,000 times this year.
Totally. And I also think the fact that we can also just kind of laugh at it. Like we did.
It's ego. I really think that neither one of us have a huge ego.
No, I'm like, I don't give a damn. It's whatever.
Like,
no, it's like, this is who I am. I'm going to mess up and I'm going to say stupid things and put my foot in my mouth. Well, I'm going to give you a hug at the end and say, I'm sorry that I said something stupid.
And I love you and I just want to love everyone.
I love you too. Guys, we love all of you.
All three of our listeners.
Thank you. We love you so much. You know what? So yeah, that was I think some really great lessons learned, like my takeaways.
Also became a yoga master this year.
I did, you guys. I graduated, completed 500 hours. I did the 300
and huge undertaking.
Yeah, thank you. It was a lot of work, but I loved all the lessons I learned with that. I loved also just seeing the changes. I guess progress, we also
got matching tattoos.
We did. Let's talk about that. Yes. So when we all graduated, so Kalina was our instructor and our whole group that graduated, we did Sanskrit words and mine is aparigraha. And so I'll show you right here. Maybe I said that wrong. I always just say
That was
aparigraha.
beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Mine's
Like,
Ishvara Pranatana.
oh, I love that.
So what does yours mean?
Okay, so mine means non-attachment.
Mine means surrender.
Yeah.
Surrender to source, knowing you are one drop in an ocean of energy.
I love that so much. So they both mean different things to us. And it was like, mine was what I had been working on the whole year, like not attaching.
I almost just took this off to show everyone.
To
but
show.
I realized I have nothing underneath. So
Well, that's a whole different podcast. It's a different YouTube channel.
okay, back to your beautiful non-attachment. I'm talking about taking off my shirt.
Show him where your
I know,
tattoos
it's like
at.
it doesn't matter. Like you give me a drink and like
She's like, let's strip,
and a
baby.
best friend. It's like everyone's my best friend.
We're just gonna party.
Kind of,
Strip
yeah,
it down.
Like I'm a girl's girl. I've
Yes.
got your back.
You are. Mine. So for me, it was I'm working on not attaching to people's emotions because I am an empath and I will take on people's emotions around me and I care deeply
And
about.
you've been working on that your whole life.
I really have, girl. And so that's been a hard one for me. So I focused on that, not attaching to others' opinions of me. I'm a big people pleaser that I've been working on. I say recovering people pleaser. And then also just not attaching to the outcome. I'm going to throw myself out there, do my best, see what happens. And it is what it is. Like, I'm not going to attach to the perfectionism. The perfectionist in me is like, I've got to show up and do my best every time with every class, with every piano student. Yes. It's so hard for me. And I'm trying to be like, don't attach. You're just going to.
Now I kind of feel like I need a parigraha.
Girl, let's go right now. We'll get it.
I totally would. Let's
Right?
just smack some more tattoos on.
Yes. Love it. Who knows what we'll have for next year, what tattoos we'll have.
It. Oh, yeah, that's fun to
Yes.
see. Okay,
I know.
so let's see what are we manifesting in 2025?
Oh, yeah. Let's do that. What's yours?
Okay, well, I kind of did a thing. I signed up for mentoring sessions with a very famous psychic medium.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah. Should I drop his name?
Yeah, name drop, girl.
Okay. It's John Holland. John Holland.
Hey, John. He's amazing.
He is
Like,
so
let's tag him.
incredible.
He really is.
He's so incredible. And as you know, I've taken several different trainings with a lot of famous people.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't say famous people, with a lot of...
They're really well known.
Yeah, they're very good at their job. And my style most... like correlates with John Holland's style. I really respect the way he delivers messages. And so I already signed up for that training. It's a 6-month program. I'm very excited about it.
Incredible. I can see you just growing even more, learning so much.
I already feel so in 2024, I feel like I really honed how to give readings. The verbiage, the delivery, the channeling. I now know how to turn it on and off. Whereas before I would get that hit, like a hit and run, and then it would just go. And now I can turn it on even for myself, which is kind of fun. I learned in 2024 that I can use my psychic gifts for myself.
Yeah.
Which is also kind of fun because I thought it was just for other people.
Mm-hmm.
I really learned how to talk to my spirit guides too. And so I think for 2025, I want more of all of that. I think I'm going to kind of step away a little bit from not the yoga stuff because that will always be a part of me. And let's be honest, I have brand new classes starting here in a couple weeks.
Guys, she's got so many classes.
I'm bringing Kaci in to help me teach.
I'm so excited for that.
I know you're going to be great. And so I've got new classes starting. I've got more retreats planned. We're going to, where are we going, Kaci?
We're going to Costa Rica.
We're going to Costa Rica.
It's going to be so fun.
It's going to be so fun. So there's a couple retreats I'm doing. I'm really excited about that. I want to grow my skills, psychic medium, and I think just find peace in who I am. Because I feel like it's always been a struggle of like turning it on and off at the appropriate times. And now I'm kind of like, fuck it, this is who I am. And it's on all the time. And if you don't like it, there's the door.
Oh, I love this energy. Cheers to that.
Thank you.
That feels really good. I like that.
I kind of feel like that was a little aggressive.
We like aggressive. I think that's amazing. I see all of that for you too. Like Kalina and I, it was kind of fun. We gave each other a 2025 psychic reading. Kind of what do we see for each other in 2025? And that was the number one thing I saw was her business is super steady. And then also kind of in a trajectory, it's moving up. And so when she's like, yeah, I have 3 classes going, which is a lot. If you understand anything about YTT, it is a lot. And
the amount of hours that I spend in yoga.
Girl, it is so much.
I'm like, I must really like yoga. That's like a lot of like meditation, a lot of breath work, a lot of heart opening, a lot of helping other people, a lot of being there and being support. It's a lot. It's like being a therapist, but without boundaries.
Yes.
I'm there for my students at any time, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I love what I do, but I also want to step more into the psychic medium part and just be more accepting of that too.
I think that's so beautiful. I definitely see that for you. And I love that.
Thank you.
Should we do...
What's your 2025?
Oh, my 2025. I feel like mine is kind of similar with wanting to step more into the psychic mediumship. I have so much to learn. I have so much. And so I want to keep learning, growing, honing my skills, learning more of my signs and symbols, feeling more confident in what I get, and then just putting it out there and saying the first thing that I hear and see and feel, and then not worrying about the outcome or worrying if it resonates for the person, the message I'm trying to give. I'm just going to trust it. I want to sit there and just trust it.
I love that.
That's so hard to do. I feel like
that's one of the hardest lessons to learn as a psychic medium.
So hard.
And now I feel like when I deliver a message, if they're like, I don't know what that means, I say, keep it. Keep it for later. Yeah. It might not make sense now. It'll make sense later.
That's so good. And you've helped me so much with that. I'm trying.
It took me a solid 3 years just to learn that lesson.
So guys, in 2028, I'll be back. I'll let you know.
Saying is I actually feel like you've already got it. Like if you know that's what you're just trusting yourself, you're already there.
Yeah. Thank you for that. I'm trying. I really am trying to do that. So that I think I'm going to keep working on that.
Your growth is so much faster than mine.
I don't.
I feel like for every 3 years of me learning something, you learn it in 3 months.
No, I'm just trying to absorb it like a sponge. I'm like, give me more.
It's so fast. You're a fast learner. It's amazing.
Thank you. I'm trying. I have so much more to learn, and I just want to trust it. That's my big one. Trusting myself, trust my intuition. And also more with, so I am, I'm about to sign up for my yoga therapy program. It's about an 18-month to 24-month program. And I'm really excited about that.
I love
So
that.
both of those, it's the psychic mediumship, doing more readings with you, podcasting, and then also continuing my education within the yoga therapy world and seeing how that's going to play into.
That's such an amazing venture.
So I'm excited for that. It'll be good. Also juggling all the children, you juggling all the children. I mean, it's our other job we don't talk about all the time, but we've got a lot of jobs going.
But that job is more full-time than any job there is.
Thank you. 100%.
Yeah. Okay. So what is coming in 2025 for Medium Mixology case?
So we are going to be putting episodes out here for you guys like we have done with our first season. We're going to try to be consistent, steady with that. And then also offering more readings, more group readings. Follow us on social media on Instagram, Medium Mixology. You can also email us at mediummixology@gmail.com.
We also want to record more of our in-person readings. So we have one coming up at a coffee shop that we're going to do. We're going to do 2025 readings for people and just kind of taking you on our journey with us to show more of a day in our life, because our lives are kind of crazy. And I think we're so used to it that we're not even fazed by it.
No. And then, when you tell someone, you meet up with a friend you haven't seen in a while, like, hey girl, how's it been going? What are you up to? And I start to fill them in. Their eyes get bigger and bigger. And I'm like, what? Do you see something? They're like, no, I'm looking at you. What the hell? Like the stuff you're doing is crazy. And I'm like, is it?
People tell me all the time. That's so funny you say that. People tell me all the time. They're like, I wish I had your motivation. And I wish I had your goal setting. And I'm like, I don't set goals. I don't have motivation. What? And I literally just let the wind blow me whichever which way and whatever.
Yeah, but you know what? I didn't mean to cut you off, but you're a good balance. You do. You flow with the wind. You really are. I would say your element is probably wind or water. You're just flowing and going. Yeah. But then there's that solid mountain earth element that's like, I'm rooted in this. This is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to make it happen, see it through, solid and steady in it. So the balance of that is so beautiful. And I'm guessing that's what they're talking about. It's like, I'm going to start this business and it's going to be great. And I'm just going to do it. And then I'm going to flow.
But I don't it's not, I think it's the non-attachment. I throw shit at the wall. What sticks, sticks. What doesn't.
You're like, well, that happened. Go with the next.
Yeah, kind of. Like whatever, just, and it really is the flow of the universe. Wherever I'm meant to be, I'll end up, and wherever I'm not, I try not to attach. I'm like, well, like I had a yoga studio, and that was not great for me, and it didn't work. And I was like, okay, what's next? Like, I just kind of like.
I like that you didn't attach to that you're like, well, that didn't go how I was hoping.
I really feel like it's the non-ego thing. Yeah. Like if you put your ego all the way in something like, I am a mom, that is who I am, that is what I am, that is my role, then that's a lot of pressure. If you're like, I am a yoga studio owner, that is what I am.
Yep.
Like if you put all your eggs in one basket, it puts a lot of pressure on that.
I totally agree with that. It's like what I've said before, going back to the mom thing, is some of these parents, and I've had to stop myself from doing it, to be like, you totally respect and validate and publicize your children's awards and accolades and all these amazing things they do. But then when shit hits the fan and they do something bad or something went wrong or they failed a class or they got repeat grade or something, it's like, oh, I don't know how that happened. No, that's not me. You can't attach to their success stories and not to the failures. Just don't attach at all. It's like them accomplishing something has nothing to do with me. That's them as their own individual person. And then maybe failing or struggling in something also doesn't have anything to do with me. That's them. And so I'm just here to support on both ends. And I agree with you. It's the ego.
I think that's a huge thing. When I was life coaching, I don't life coach so much anymore because I don't have time. But when I was when I was life coaching, that was the number one person I would see is stay-at-home moms who put their life, their soul into their children, and then their children got older as they do, and they moved out, and then they were left with very little, a shell of a person, and they looked at themselves and they were like, what do I have? And who am I? And I would have to help them build like their personality back up because they had lost it in other people. And the same could be said for anything, for losing yourself in your work, losing yourself in your children, losing yourself in your spouse or a significant other, losing yourself in drugs or alcohol or addiction or whatever it is. Like losing yourself is...
It can also be said for, like you said, anything. Also, I feel like even religion, a really great, beautiful thing. If you attach too hard to it and you put your whole identity and soul in it, you can get lost in it. And so if something shifts or changes or turns out different than how you had hoped, you kind of lose yourself because you had attached to it and the ego is there. Yeah. So like what you said, anything, it could be career, family, whatever, you've got to take that ego out.
I think it's very healthy for people to have balance. Yeah. And I think it is very hard for people to find balance. And so I think my hope is that we can find a little more balance in 2025.
Amen, girl.
I think I love the YTT stuff. I love my career. I love my children and homeschooling. Yeah. I love my medium mixology and my podcasting and my spiritual medium journey. And I think finding a balance through all of that is forever a struggle, but I think it's a struggle that's worth it.
I agree. It's like so many lessons learned. It'll be, as you travel on that path, you're going to learn and grow so much. So it's worth the struggle.
Yeah. Each thing will teach me something different.
Yeah. I feel the same. Yeah. So you guys, what are you manifesting for? Shoot us an email. We would love to hear. We could share some of your experiences you've had 2024. And maybe it's that you start to tap more into your intuition, more your psychic mediumship, your abilities. Let us know. We would love to share.
I also would love, I'm going to say this out loud, but we haven't talked about it. And this was not part of it. I'm just manifesting this right now.
Oh, hold on. Let me ground for a minute. There you go.
Kaci, I would love to take the podcast to more locations and actually podcast from there. We said we were going to podcast in Jerome and we failed. We said we were going to podcast in Salem. Those are epic places we did not podcast from. And I would love to not only podcast, but release more YouTube videos, more content, because I think it's so fun to take people places.
It is. Come with us. You're going to travel with us.
I love to experience new places.
Yeah.
Let's do one.
Costa Rica.
Every 3 months. One place every 3 months.
Okay. That's doable. I like it.
Or 2 months.
Yeah.
That's 6 places.
Maybe 3. So we'll say 2. Yeah.
It's our work, Casey. We have to go on a work.
Sorry, it's a work trip. Sorry, babe, I gotta go. I'm gonna go party with Kalina and podcast. Listen, even if we end up in Phoenix, that's a different location.
Let's aim. Okay, so here's what we do. We aim for once every 2 months. And then if it's every 3 months, then okay. But let's aim for 2.
Let's aim, and we're not attaching, so it's great.
Yeah. We're going to do it every fucking month.
I love this.
I love it too. Okay, let's end with a manifestation for our listeners, our viewers.
Perfect.
We're going to pull it up here. We're going to guide you. I mean, we are yoga teachers. We should be able to guide you through a meditation, maybe.
We really should.
Okay. So everyone can grab your drink, whether it's a cocktail, a mocktail, some tea, whatever you have. Grab it. And we're going to set the tone for 2025 with a manifestation cheers and ritual. You don't need anything fancy for that. Just if you want to come with an open heart, maybe an intention, something that you want to create, something beautiful. Whatever your heart is calling for in the year of 2025.
So let's start by taking a deep breath together. Inhale through the nose, feel it travel into your heart space. Slow exhale, let it go. Now maybe take a moment to reflect on the thing you're grateful for the most from 2024. It could be a small moment of joy, a lesson learned, or a relationship that brought you love and growth. Maybe hold that gratitude in your heart.
Once you have that in your heart, I want you to think about what you want to call into your life in 2025. It could be something tangible, like a new opportunity, maybe a new position in your job or promotion. Maybe it's a new relationship. Or maybe it's something emotional, like more peace, more joy, connection. Maybe it's a little more self-love. Whatever it is, invite this love and growth into your heart and hold that gratitude in your heart. How does it feel? What does it look like? Visualize it as if it's already there, as if it's already happening.
So if you have your drink, hold it in your hands. Infuse it with this intention. Imagine that every sip of this drink is a reminder of the energy you're manifesting into your life.
Let's seal this ritual with a toast. Repeat after me, either out loud or in your heart. And Casey, I'll say it and you can repeat it with them, okay?
Okay.
I am open to all the blessings the universe has in store.
I am open to all the blessings the universe has in store.
I trust the timing of my life.
I trust the timing of my life.
And I step into 2025.
And I step into 2025
with courage, clarity, and love.
With courage, clarity, and love. Cheers to growth, abundance, and alignment in the new year.
Cheers! All right, guys, remember that manifestation isn't just wishing. It's actually feeling like whatever it is you're manifesting, you are calling in. It's already done. It's happened. It's yours. Feel it, know it, think it, and let it be. Let it come. Let it happen.
And every small step you take towards your intentions is a step closer to creating the life you envision. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that again. Oh,
Happy 2025.
Happy 2025, bitches.
Thank you, Medium Mixologists. We love you.
I'm Kalina Converse.
And I'm Kaci Carlson.
And we'll see you next week, next hump day.
Hey.
Bye, guys.
Bye.